And welcome out to Grady's Field as the Baby Blues of the Xenia Scouts are to start one game of a doubleheader against the Grand Lake Mariners. Hello, everyone. I'm Terry Lash alongside my broadcast partner, Lance Morris. And the Scouts are coming off a dramatic 2-1 victory in 14, yes, I said it right, 14 innings on Wednesday night. And Lance, that game was nothing short of amazing against the Lorain County Ironmen.
Yeah, it's absolutely right. It was a very long game, even though it only went a hair over 3 hours. We started a little late because of the rain. All day, the Ironmen got into town a little later than they probably would have wanted to. So the game started a tad later than it was scheduled to. It was a 7:05 first start. Ended up starting after 7:35. And for that game to only go a little over 3 hours with it being into 14 innings, that's kind of a testament to just how well the pitchers were throwing back on Wednesday night.
And now, Scouts take on the Mariners. Ben Aldridge on the mound. Ben coming off the 2-1 record, got that win, the victory. And here comes the first pitch to Aaron Bentz. And that one's going to go for a strike right down the middle. Ben working from the windup. And that was a bit outside. Count is now 1-1. Ben Aldridge with a 3.29 ERA on the young season. Scouts now 9-3. Actually over a fourth away done of the year. That one is just outside for a ball. Count is now 2-1 to the fast-moving Aldridge. Aaron Bentz of the Mariners, batting .318 on the season, leads the league in steals. Now it's going to be chopped over to Kyle Carnahan at third. He picks it up, throws it to first, and just got Bentz. It was very close. We saw his extreme speed there. Bentz from Lakeland College goes down with a 5-3 to start off this ball game.
Yeah, Bentz, immense speed at the top of their lineup. Has 9 steals on the season. Has only been caught 1 time. So if he is able to get on the base paths, he's going to be someone they have to watch out for.
And that's going to bring Alex Gransback. Now is in there for a strike from Aldridge. Gransback batting .167 on the year, the right fielder from Virginia Commonwealth, more commonly known as VCU. That one's going to be chopped over towards Christian Binger at second on 3 hops, and that's going to be an infield single. So kind of an awkward placed ball between Ben Aldridge and Christian Binger. It took a few low hops, and Binger couldn't throw to first, so that's going to be the first hit of the game for the Mariners.
Yeah, that one was a slow-rolling chopper that just got over the head of Ben Aldridge at the mound. And it slowly rolled over to Christian, and he tried to pick it up with one hand, wasn't able to corral it. By that time, Gransbeck was already over at first, so not much the Scouts could do on that slow roller.
That's going to be Matt Smith from Bowling Green State University, who was second-team All-MAC this season, the designated hitter. First pitch is in there for a strike. A little cutting action on that one. Smith batting 182 on the Great Lakes Collegiate League season so far. Runner on first, 1 out here in the top of the first inning. That one's going to be the line towards Jonathan Bravo in right field. And now there's going to be runners on first and second after back-to-back singles.
And yeah, we know from watching Smith at BG this past year, he's a guy who's not going to hit for a ton of power, but he's going to hit for those gaps every single time he comes up to the plate. That's exactly what he did there. Got that nice gap between first and second for the second base hit in a row for the Mariners.
So 2 on now for Josh Williams, the first baseman from Dodge City Community College, originally from Oklahoma City. Pitch to him is outside. David Gaunt getting the start behind the plate tonight. We've seen a plethora of catchers. We've seen Zach Wiley, David Gaunt, and Lakin Reed in the last few games. 1 out count now to Williams, and here comes Aldridge's pitch. That one's outside again. Count is now 2-0. Aldridge got that dramatic victory after only 1 inning of pitching in that 14th inning of affair. Now working in the stretch. 2-0 count right now, and here comes the pitch. And that one swung on and fouled backwards. Going to make the count 2-1. Hitter Josh Williams. An overcast day here at Grady's Field. Doubleheader. Lance and I will be giving you coverage of both games, so stick with us all here on Friday afternoon for Xenia Scouts Baseball. Here's the 2-1. That's going to be fouled backwards as well to Williams. A little bit behind the fastball of Aldridge. Aldridge working to get that first strikeout of the game. He has 14 on the season. That's good for second on the team. Q McGrath has 15. Checks to over a second, does Aldridge, and now he comes with the even pitch, and that's going to be hit to Binger at second. Gets it to short and leads Solomon. Solomon trying to turn two, and he will. 4-6-3 spells end of the inning for the Grand Lake Mariners, and Ben Aldridge got himself in a little bit of trouble with back-to-back singles, but then gets Josh Williams to ground out into that 4-6-3 double play. That's going to end the half inning.
That's exactly what the Scouts needed on that one. They allowed two of their three hitters to get on base easily, and they needed that double play ball to end the inning so they could get out of there without having any true damage done.
So the Scouts are going to come up in the bottom half of the inning, and Lance, what's it look like for the Xenia Scouts?
For the Xenia Scouts, it'll be the same top of the lineup we've seen for at least a couple of days, almost a week at this point. It'll lead off with Lee Solomon, the shortstop from Lipscomb. After him will be second baseman Christian Binger from Southwest Baptist. And after him, it will be one of the two Ichabods in the lineup of Washburn, Kyle Carnahan, the third baseman.
And on the mound for the Mariners will be Curtis Wilson. He is the ace of this rotation. 2-0 on the season, went 6 innings each time. He's only given up 2 earned runs on the year. It's been pretty fantastic for the Mariners from Danville Area Community College. And has 6 strikeouts on the season compared to only 2 walks and a 1.50 ERA through 12 innings pitched. And he's a lefty. The Scouts have seen multiple times this season. Usually have fairly good success against lefties this year.
Yeah, typically the Scouts hit well against lefties. There's a good amount of right-handers in the Scouts lineup every game. There's a couple guys hitting lefty today, and then switch hitter Lincoln Reed on the bench as well. Plenty of right-handed hitters in the lineup, and they tend to have the advantage against lefties, so we'll see if that continues today.
And here comes Lee Solomon, batting .286 on the year, second on the team to David Gaunt. And here comes the windup and the pitch to him, and that was in there for a strike. Once this shows up, he has some heat on it. 0-1 pitch. That one's going to be skied high. Curtis Wilson calling everyone off in the infield and puts it away. So 1 up and 1 down for the Mariners. As Lee Solomon has popped up to the pitcher.
Christian Binger.
And that's going to bring up Christian Binger, the hero from Wednesday night. He got that triple to start the inning. He came home on a wild pitch to end the game. First pitch to Binger. That one's going to be just outside for a ball. 1-0 to Binger now. And here's the 1-0 pitch. That one misses a little bit high. Count is now 2-0 to Binger, who leads the team in walks. And wind up and the throw. Inside corner for a strike. Count is now 2-1 to Binger. Scouts coming into this game 9-3. Mariners at 5-4. Here's the pitch, and that one's inside corner as well. Evens it up at 2 apiece. Here to Christian Binger. We're in the bottom of the first inning. It is 0-0. 1 out for the Scouts and nobody on. Christian Binger batting .244 on the season at the dish. And here's the pitch. That one's going to be grounded towards shortstop. Picked up on the 1 hop and delivered in time. Christian Binger goes down as Nick Rossetti, the shortstop from Iowa, shovels off his gun on that one and puts away Binger. So 2 up, 2 down for the Scouts. It's going to bring in Kyle Carnahan, a third baseman from Washburn. We'll start calling him Mr. Hot Corner because he started every single game on the year at third base. And here's the windup, throws and swings and misses. Does Carnahan. Goes down 0-1.
Carnahan with 1 home run and 5 RBIs on the season.
It's that Washburn duo in the middle of the lineup. Here are the 3-4 spots. David got on deck. That one's inside. I thought it might hit Carnahan. Seems like He's wearing a magnet on his body because balls are just attracted to him. 6 hit by pitches on the season. And here comes 1-1. That one's going to be lined over to right field and foul into the bullpen of the Mariners. So the Scouts are down to their last strike of the inning. We're here in the bottom of the first. Thank you for joining Lance Morris and myself, Terry Lash, for Xenia Scouts Baseball. 1-2 pitch, and that one's going to be driven over and through Bradley's legs. He goes 5-hole, and Kyle Carnahan will be on base after the first error of the game.
Cleanup hitter, number 17.
That was just a little too hot for Colton Bradley to handle over there at the hot corner. Let's have one on now after the E5, and David Gaunt comes up to the plate. David batting .340 on the year, still leading the league in home runs with 4. So Carnahan over at first base. Here's the pitch. And that was a little bit low to Gaunt. So now Wilson works in the stretch. Kyle Carnahan takes his lead over there at first base. Here on the field turf of Grady's field, and that one's inside as well. Good block of the dish by Dole, because if it goes to the backstop, you know Carnahan's stealing second. So quickly, 2-0. Gaunt getting ahead of pitcher Curtis Wilson here. And that one is also low, so 3-0 to David Gaunt. And usually in this situation, I say the batter's going to be taking, but Lance, I don't know. David Gaunt, if you see something he likes, he might try to pull it.
If you leave one over the plate to Gaunt, that's your first mistake.
And here comes the 3-0. And they do. Gaunt does not swing, and it's going to be 3-1 now. And also leading the team in RBIs with 13 on the year. Kyle Carnahan at first. 2 outs here for the Scouts. Bottom of the first inning, David Gaunt at the dish, and he's running, swung and a miss. Carnahan's going to steal, and he's in there in plenty of time as Dole one-hops it. So a stolen base for Kyle Carnahan puts him in scoring position.
You got to think the hit and run was on, and that one, that pitch not quite in the strike zone. So I wonder if that's the only reason Carnahan was on the move.
Looks like he took something off of it and went well to the plan of Kyle Carnahan, who now takes his lead at second. 3-2 pitch. Here's the payoff, and the down goes Gaunt. So just like that, the baby blue and whites of the Xenia Scouts are heading back to the dugout as Lee Solomon flies out to Curtis Wilson on the mound. Then Christian Binger grounds out to short, and Nick Rossetti, and then an error puts Kyle Carnahan on, and a strikeout from David Gaunt ends the first inning. We're going to go to the top of the second. Tied at goose eggs as Ben Aldridge re-steps on that field turf mound, and Lance, who is coming out for the side for the Mariners.
For the Mariners, it will start off with Hayden Rappaport, their left fielder. Then it'll be Nick Rossetti, their shortstop from the University of Iowa. And after him, it'll be Derek Perala, their second baseman from Illinois State University.
So Hayden Rappaport and Nick Rossetti both batting over 300 on the year. Derek Perala, the second baseman, batting .227. So no score here. After 1, remember we're playing this doubleheader today at Grady's Field. Scouts originally scheduled to go travel to Salina, Ohio, and take on Grand Lake yesterday, but because of rain that we're seeing all week in Ohio, the field over there at Montgomery Field is unplayable. So on July 16th and 17th, the Scouts will play an away and away down in Salina.
Now batting.
And we have a beautiful day of baseball here at Grady's, hoping to avoid any rain. No rain in the forecast right now, but for the 7 o'clock game, might see a few showers as Rappaport comes to the dish, and that one's going to be ground over to Aldridge, and Noah's off his foot. They're going to call a foul ball as Rappaport hits the deck.
I have no idea. I would not be. I hardly know what anything's at anyway.
So after 1, neither team posing much of a threat. Both got runners in scoring position at second before they retire, and here's the pitch, and that one's well outside for a ball. 1-1. Outside corner for a strike, perfectly placed by Ben Aldridge. Here comes the 2-1. Swung on and missed, and down goes Rappaport. That's going to be the first strikeout of the game for Aldridge, and his 15th on the season. That ties for the team lead with Quentin McGrath. Rappaport from Dartmouth, the left fielder, goes down swinging. It's going to be under 300 now. That's going to bring Nick Rossetti, the shortstop. We saw his gun when he took out Lee Solomon. And that's right back to Ben Aldridge, and he's going to throw to Cale Giddings at first, and quickly Rossetti swinging on the first pitch. Aldridge gets the grounder right back to him. So quickly here in the top of the second inning, 2 down for the Mariners. They're in their away green and gray pants, Scouts in the baby blue tops and white pants. Derek Parola now at the plate, the second baseman from Illinois State. It's a Redbird, and that one's just a bit high for a ball. And Aldridge working quickly as usual. Winds and throws. And that one's a bit low. Count is now 2-0. And winds and throws, and that one is a bit high. So quickly 3-0 here to Derek Parola, who's batting .227 on the season. Ben does have 5 walks on the year. Trying to avoid number 6 right here. Gets the call for God. He throws inside and gets the outside corner for a strike, and Parola knew it. He was taking all the way. Aldridge trying to work back in this battle. 3-1 pitch. That one's going to ground it over towards Kyle Carnahan at third. He throws to first. Gets him in time. Cale Giddings in his second start of the season for the Scouts puts him away. So 1, 2, 3. The Mariners go down here in the top of the second. So the Scouts in complete control so far.
Yeah, Scouts have done well so far. Ben Aldridge definitely settled down after allowing a couple hits to get on the bases in the opening inning. In the second one, he had a couple groundouts and got Rappaport to strike out in the second inning. So after not a whole lot of good things in the first inning, they were able to get out of that jam after allowing the first 2 guys to get on, but definitely a much easier second inning.
Much easier. It looks like Ben Aldridge has settled down a little bit, and that's going to send Curtis Wilson and the Mariners back out to play some defense. And Lance, who we got coming up for the side for the Scouts?
For the Scouts, it'll go 5, 6, 7. It'll lead off with Jonathan Bravo, the right fielder from Texas Wesleyan. After him, Wyatt Hogan, the left fielder from Hendrix College. And getting the start as the designated hitter role today, Austin Orr from Union University.
Now, Austin Orr's been battling a shoulder injury of late. So we saw pinch run the other night, and today getting his first start. Since I believe down in Athens, Lance.
Yeah, it's been a while since we've seen Austin in the starting lineup.
So Bravo at the plate. Here comes the wind and throw from Wilson. That one's going to be popped out of play to right. Bravo batting .281 on the year. He's good for third on the team. Scored the tying run the other night. In the 13th inning, he fouls that one back. It was an interesting play over there at first, originally ruled out as Jonathan Bravo was crossing home plate with Zach Wiley, but after an appeal to the umpire at home plate, the game continued as that one goes high. So what was a lost game for the Scouts turned into a breath of life, and then Miles Wright comes up to the plate, singles home a run, and then Christian Binger with the late game heroics in the 14th wins it for the Scouts as that one's going to be grounded. And it's going to be picked over at short by Rossetti, but it doesn't matter because it's going to be an infield single for Jonathan Bravo in the first hit of the game for the Scouts here in the bottom of the second.
And that one
Number
was a
6,
great hit ball
Wyatt
from Bravo
Hogan.
towards the shortstop, and it was a great stop there by Rossetti. He looked like that one was going to hit the gap, and he came in and
Number 6 is Levi Gilchrist.
great play out there at short, but not enough to keep Bravo from reaching first.
Thank you for
So that's going to bring up Wyatt Hogan to the plate. First pitch to him. That one's in there for a strike. Wyatt was the player of the game in the first game of the 2-game series against the Ironmen. He went 1 for 3 with a double in that contest. Struggled in the 14-inning affair. Second pitch to him. That one's hit to deep left center field, hanging up high in the sky, and that one's going to be put away in left field by Rappaport. So 2 down now. Excuse me, 1 down now for the Scouts after Wyatt Hogan flies out to left.
Austin Orr.
So that's going to bring up Austin Orr. Orr, shortstop from Union College, or Union University, same as Zach Wiley, who's on the bench today. Bravo over there at first. That one just misses for a ball. Count is now 1-0. He's had troubles with that shoulder all year long. It's revealed that he's had shoulder problems most of his life since high school. And here's a 1-0 to him, and that one's in there for a strike. Good job by Dole to frame that one. Get it back into that strike zone. Evens it up for Austin Orr. 0-0 ball game here. Bottom of the second. And here goes the pitch to Orr, an outside corner. Gets him looking. Count is now 1-2 to Austin. We did see a steal from Kyle Carnahan back in the bottom of the first inning. Jonathan Bravo, probably with a little more speed, see if he can try his luck at going to second as well. Wilson looks off, throws in, and gets or swing. So that's going to be the second strikeout of the day for Curtis Wilson.
First baseman, number 10.
And that's going to bring up Cale Giddings, first baseman from Lake Erie College. Just joined the team on Sunday. Got his first start the other night against the Ironmen. He was replaced in the 8th inning of that one after he got his first hit of the season. It was a single. Then he got to second on a pass ball, and he tips that one back towards us, and it's off the top of the stands and back into play for a foul. 0-1 now to Cale. Cale, a transfer from Akron University, a zip, a lot of MAC representation for this game. And looks like there's going to be steal time from Bravo, and Dole loses it. Butterfingers that time from Dole as it just flies up in the air as he brings it back and tries to throw to second.
Guess he had some popcorn before he went out to
I guess he must have.
catcher.
Should have wiped that butter off. So it's going to be yet again a runner in scoring position for the Scouts over there. Second is now Bravo. Just like we saw in the first inning of Kyle Carnahan down to the last batter. 1-1 count now to Cale Giddings. Jonathan Bravo at second. Here's the pitch. That one's going to be dribbled foul to the left. So back-to-back stolen bases in consecutive innings for the Scouts, putting them in scoring position, doing work on the base pass. Now up to Cale Giddings to try to get Jonathan Bravo home. Curtis Wilson on the mound. That one's going to be fouled off the plate. I heard foul ball.
That's because it should have been. I'm pretty sure that hit off of him.
I know, I thought I heard foul ball from the umpire. I guess I did not.
I heard it from somebody. I don't think it was from an umpire.
All right, so my mistake is that one looked like it hit off the plate, but bounced off, I guess, apparently right in front of it. Goes to Wilson, throws to Josh Williams over there at first, and that'll end the inning. So after 2, it's Scouts 0, Mariners 0, and we're going to the top of the third after a little bit of confusion on that one.
Yeah, looked on that one like it hit off of the leg of Giddings at the plate, but apparently no dice says the home plate umpire, and Giddings goes down, and that'll end the inning for the Scouts.
So, Lance, what's the side coming up here for the Mariners?
For the Mariners, it'll go 8-9-1. It'll be allowed from Spencer Dole, their catcher from Miami University. After him, their third baseman Colton Bradley from Central Michigan. University. A couple of Matt guys back to back. Then it'll be back to the top of the lineup, and Aaron Bentz, the center fielder from Lakeland College.
It really looks like Ben's finding his zone out there after only 2 innings, working very well on that rubber.
Yeah, in the first inning, he didn't seem to have it all under control quite yet. Was able to allow the first few guys and Ransback and Smith to reach base with hit, and they were able to get Williams to ground out into a double play to end that first inning. And then a strikeout and a couple groundouts in the second inning. Definitely has his control now.
And right, like Lance said, he does have his control as he finds the outside corner of that strike zone. 0-1 now to Spencer Dole, catcher from Miami, swings and just nips the rest stitches on that one to foul it back towards the backstop. 0-2 quickly to Dole, and everything's quickly when Ben Aldridge on the mound. You look at that menacing presence already ready and rearing to go, and here's the throw. Just a bit low from Ben Aldridge to make the count 1-2 now to Dole. Winds and fires. Curves that one and just got a piece of it. Staying alive was the catcher from Miami, Spencer Dole. 1-2-3. Mariners went down in the top of the second inning. We're here in the top of the third. Still scoreless. That curve gets him. Second strikeout of the day for Ben Aldridge.
Two Blue Thunders getting the hammer down so far, Terry.
He definitely seems very confident on the mound. This is his second start of the year. We also saw him start against the Copperheads at Bob Wren Stadium down at Ohio University. And that one's inside corner of the plate for a strike to Colton Bradley, the third baseman. Back-to-back MAC players here as he's a Chippewa from Central. Here comes the pitch, and that's going to be fouled over the hills to the right of us. And quickly now down is Bradley, 0-2. Aldridge trying to work out of this third inning like he did the second in quick fashion. Here's the 0-2, and just missed on that one.
Didn't miss by much.
No, missed by maybe a nose hair. So count is now 1-2 for Ben Aldridge from Arkansas Monticello University. That one misses on the curve. Couldn't find the strike zone. That's going to even up at 2-2. At Itawama Community College transfer from Mississippi, Ben Aldridge throws the 2-2 and gets some swing. So 2 up and 2 struck out from Ben Aldridge here to start the top of the third.
The leadoff batter, center fielder number 2, Aaron Bentz.
So now 17 strikeouts on the year for Aldridge. Passes Quentin McGrath for the lead on the team. Ben started as a reliever this year. Is now working his way to starting lineup. First pitch in there for a strike to Aaron Bentz. Ben's grounded out to Kyle Carnahan at third last time. Here's the 0-1. Curves in there, and I think it might have hit him, maybe off his wrist. But swinging and quickly down 0-2 again. It's Aaron Bentz's.
I think that one got a piece of his hand and a piece of the bat.
So we're going to take time here. We're going to get a couple new balls and see if Bentz is all right. Adjust his pants, and I think he's just trying to get back into the box now. Ben Aldridge, of course, been ready to go since the last pitch was thrown.
Well, yeah, that goes without saying.
0-2 now, trying to go 1-2-3 with strikeouts. Here's the pitch. And he cannot get Ben swinging at that one. That one well outside the zone. Count is now 1-2. Aaron Bentz, maybe one of the fastest players in the league, has 9 stolen bases on the year. 1-2 pitch to him. Outside corner, good eye from Bentz. A lot of gas on that fastball by Aldridge. We saw in his first at bat, ground out to Kyle Carnahan, that even on an infield play, he has potential to run it out. 2-2 here, and that one's going to be lined up the middle. Binger gets it on the bare hand, throws to first, but well in time. That's going to go towards second. Bentz is on the move. Kale picks up, throws to second, and out at second is Aaron Bentz. So a great bounce on the overthrow by Christian Binger. So an error on Binger turns into an out after it bounces back into the glove of Cale Giddings, who throws it back to Binger over there at second for the putout. That's going to be error on Christian Binger. But just like we saw Lance the other day with that dropped ball that turned into a double play, even when Christian Binger does bad on the field, it turns out to do pretty well.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. He did have an error a couple of games ago, where he was still able to come up big in a big spot. And in our last game on Tuesday, he had a couple plays in the field, even though he had been struggling at the plate. He had 3 strikeouts before he had that big triple that ended up being the game-winning run on Tuesday. So he's doing a great job just all around in the field, at the plate. He's definitely found his stride.
And Lance, what's the side coming out for the Scouts here in the bottom of the third?
For the Scouts in the bottom of the third, it'll be led off by number 9 hitter Miles Wright. And we'll be back to the top of the order, and Lee Solomon and the guy we just talked about, Christian Binger.
Lead off.
And Miles Wright's been playing much better as of recently, batting .282 on the year. He's good for third best on the team.
Miles Wright.
So Miles steps into the dish. Last batter of the lineup for the Scouts, and Wilson's throw is going to be tipped backwards towards us. As I mentioned earlier in this broadcast, Miles had the game-tying single in the bottom of the 13th to tie it up at 1 and extend that game before the Scouts would go on to beat the Ironmen in the bottom of the 14th. Now it's hit right back up the middle, and it's going to be a single for Miles Wright as that one just barely missed. Nippy, he's going too! Miles Wright gets a double! And it just looked like the Mariners were sleeping on that one because I don't think anyone expected Miles Wright to try to turn that single into a double.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. He was on his horse as soon as he hit that ball. Saw that the outfielders were taking a little long getting it in, and Miles was able to get to second easily on that one. Great base running awareness from Miles Wright.
And it's going to bring up Lee Solomon. Flew out to Wilson on the mound last time, and that one's in the dirt. Now watch Miles Wright over there at second base. He has a couple steals on the year. None to third yet, but he is wily. Willing to make that move. We just saw him extend that single to a double there. So 1-0 now. Solomon. Scouts tied up at 0s here, but trying to break the scoreless drought in the bottom of the third. Here's the pitch, and therefore a strike to Lee Solomon. No outs here. This is the first time the Scouts have got to scoring position without having 2 outs in this game. And Lee's going to throw down the bunt. And fake throw as he could not pull it back in time. So we ruled a strike by the home plate up. Count is now 1-2 to Lee Solomon. Miles Wright over there at second base. Chris Wilson on the mound, he throws, and that one's going to be hit over towards center, and it's going to be on the bounce, so that's going to put Miles Wright to third. That's where he'll stay. Coach Bubba K says, hold your horse right there, and there's going to be runners on first and third for Christian Binger.
That was great hitting there from Solomon. Hit that one out towards Benson center, and it just got in front of him to bounce in for a base hit, and Miles was watching that one the whole time, not sure if that one was going to be caught by Bence out there in center field, and once it bounced, he was on his horse to third, and now the Scouts have runners on first and third.
And that one's a little bit outside for a ball. Lee Solomon with a lot of speed over there at first base. You have to imagine, should we think about stealing and put 2 runners in scoring position? He has 4 steals on the year. Remember, he came in late. That one's well outside as well. 2-0 now to Binger.
And not only do you maybe see what Solomon can do trying to swipe second, but you see if they're going to have the awareness to hold on to the ball and make sure Miles doesn't come around to take home.
Because Miles does have speed and definitely would try. 2-0 pitch in there, and that's been grounded towards first. And Miles is coming home. Misplay from Josh Williams, and Binger's going to be safe on the error. Williams takes his eye off the ball. Might have been thinking about throwing home, might have been thinking about tagging first base, and he's going to get to do neither. And it's going to be another error on the infield of the Mariners, and that's going to make it a 1-0 ball game, folks. Scouts up with runners on first and second on the RBI error.
I think on that one, he was looking at Miles trying to come home, trying to decide what he was going to do. Wasn't able to do anything.
That one's tipped from Carnahan. That's an E3. We saw an error over there at third base back in the first inning from Colton Bradley. Now Josh Williams getting involved in the action. He has an error over there at first. Runners on first and second. Lee Solomon over there at second. That's being grounded towards short. Throwing to second and now to first, and that's going to be 2 outs there with the 6-4-3 double play. Rossetti to Parola to Williams.
The catcher, number 17, David.
And
Gone.
Carnahan goes down and takes Christian Binger with him, but that does advance Lee Solomon to third. As David Gonzo to plate. He struck out last time with a runner in scoring position. Has a chance for a little redemption here. First pitch from Wilson goes outside. Wilson has a couple of hits and a run, but it won't be earned because of the error. Here's the second throw to Gone, and that one's going to be tipped backwards. He was up the count at 1 apiece. 1-0 Scouts here in the bottom of the third inning in game 1 of a doubleheader against the Grand Lake Mariners, 2 of the top teams in the GLSCL. 2 outs here. 1-1 pitch. Swung on and missed from Gaunt. Big hack at that one. Makes it 1-2 from the Ichabod from Washburn. And 1-2, that's going to be hit towards Rossetti at short. He throws to first, and Williams puts it away. So Gaunt is now 0 for 2, and Lee Solomon is going to be stranded at third. They'll end the third inning, but not before the Scouts take the lead as Miles Wright crosses home plate on the error from Josh Williams. And the Scouts lead 1-0.
Yeah, Scouts were able to plate home a run. Miles led that inning off with a single that turned into a double after some careless fielding from the Grand Lake Mariners, and Solomon comes up and gets himself a hit as well, and Binger hits it right at Williams down the first base line, and he thinks about it too much apparently and allows the run to score off the bat of Binger, and then Carnahan grounded into the 6-4-3 double play, something we've seen a little too often, to be honest. We've seen Kyle ground into double plays more often than not, it seems, when those situations come up. And then David to ground out to short to end that inning. So Scouts were able to get a run across, but they have left a guy on in each of the first 3 innings, so that's something they're going to want to change if they want to pull away here in this game.
That's going to lead us here to the top of the 4th inning already. This is a 4:05 first pitch. We're about 40 minutes into this contest already in the top of the 4th. And Lance, what's the side coming up for the Mariners?
For the Mariners, it will go 2-3-4. We'll start off with Alec Dransbeck, their right fielder. He had a hit in his last at-bat. After him will be designated hitter Matt Smith from Bowling Green State University. He got a hit in his first at-bat as well. And it'll be Josh Williams from Dodge City Community College. He grounded into a double play in his at-bat in the first inning.
So Ben Aldridge has been 3 of 3 down the last 2 half innings. As here comes the pitch to Gransbeck. That's outside for a ball. Gransbeck singled back in the top of the first. It was the first hit of the ball game. Last inning, Aaron Bentz got on, and here comes the second pitch outside. 2-0 now. Aaron Bentz got on with a single. An errant throw by Christian Binger. Hopped off the wall right to the glove of Cale Giddings, who threw him out, trying to advance to second. So a little fortunate event for the Scouts is a big swing and a miss from Gransbeck puts it at 2-1. And here comes the 2-1. That one's low, and 3-1 now for Aldridge. Aldridge was 3-0 against Derek Parola before working his way back and got him to ground out to Kyle Carnahan at third. That's at the top of the second inning. Here's the 3-1. Swung on and miss. That one looked like it could have been inside, but Gransback couldn't hold off of it and makes it full. Payoff pitch incoming from Aldridge. And he walks him. First walk of the game. Try to get Gransback to reach for that one. So one batter face and a batter on first after the walk. First of the game for either pitcher.
So after having a lot of control in the second and third innings, Ben starts off this inning with a walk. We'll have to see if he can quickly regain his composure he had the last couple innings.
So Matt Smith up to the plate in the 3 spot. He got a single last time. He calls for time. That does not derail the focus of Ben Aldridge, though. He stares seemingly into his soul over there at the plate, and here comes the pitch, and that was going to be fouled backwards into the black netting. Makes it 0-1. Aldridge usually slows it a little down after getting a runner on the bases, checks him off a few times, but still working quickly here, quicker than Matt Smith is most likely used to. 0-1 pitch, and he's stealing. As we hit towards Aldridge, throws to second, and an error throw, he gets it to the outfield. And a good hold-up that time by Alex Gransback, because if he would have tried to go to third, Miles Wright would have gunned him down. But nevertheless, just like we saw in the first in the top of the first inning, Gransback at second and Matt Smith at first after the error from Ben Aldridge. So that's going to bring up Josh Williams. He hit into the 4-6-3 double play back in the top of the first. Also had the error that scored Miles Wright. That would have been a play at the plate. That one's hit over to Bringer for 4 to 6 to 3 in extension by Cale Giddings. The big man goes down to the turf to scoop it up in time for the second straight double play towards Josh Williams.
Hayden Rappaport.
So a little bit of deja vu on that one as Williams grounded into the 4-6-3 double play for the second straight at-bat.
That does put Gransback over there at third. Rappaport, the left fielder, struck out last time he was up. That started off the top of the second. Now at the dish again. Aldridge delivering. Just misses the outside corner. 1-0. Rappaport from Dartmouth University. That one misses outside. Counts now 2-0. An Ivy Leaguer. As Gransback lurks over there at third. Here's the 2-0 from Aldridge. Outside corner for a strike for Ben. Count is now 2-1. 3 hits apiece for both of these teams. As that one's in there again for a strike. Mariners down to their last strike of the top of the 4th inning. They do have a runner on third that represents the tying run as the Scouts are up 1-0. 2-2 from Aldridge. That one's chopped high towards Giddings. He's going to pick it up and tag out the runner. And that will do it. And Gransback is stranded over there on the iceberg of third base. And after the top of the 4th, it is still Scouts 1 and Mariners nothing. So after a walk to Gransback and then a error from Aldridge on the mound, trying to throw him out at second on a double play opportunity, put runners on first and second. A double play ball from Williams, and then a ground out from Rappaport ends the danger that the Scouts were under in the top of the 4th.
In this bottom of the 4th, it'll be the same starting lineup we had coming into the second inning. It'll be led off by Jonathan Bravo, the right fielder from Texas Wesleyan. He had an infield hit in his first at-bat and also swiped a base. After him, it'll be left fielder Wyatt Hogan from Hendricks College. He flew out to left in his previous at-bat. And then it'll be Austin Orr, designated hitter from Union University. And he struck out back in the second inning.
Still on the mound for the Mariners will be Curtis Wilson. Still hasn't given up an earned run in this game with this 1-0 score. Miles Wright came home on that error from Josh Williams. He struggled so far today. He has an error and 2 groundouts at a double plays. That's going to bring up, as Lance said, Jonathan Bravo, who singled and stole last time, before Hogan, Orr, and Giddings all went down to strand him in scoring position. Here comes the pitch. A bit high for Bravo. Count's now 1-0. Wilson still has yet to walk a batter. Came into the game with 2 through 12 innings of pitching on the season. That one's hit over there towards third and fouled. Good stop by Coach Cates, getting his mid on that one. One here in the bottom of the fourth to Bravo. It's a 1-0 score for the Scouts, and that he swings and misses at that one. 1-2 now to Bravo. He's trying to go 2 for 2. Here's the pitch, and he slams that one foul left of the third base bag. Bravo from Texas Wesleyan University. He's a Ram. And here's the 1-2, and that one's hit high into the gray skies before it falls down to the glove of Derek Parola. So 1 up, 1 down for the Scouts. Good hustle from Bravo, though. And he's going to be sent back to the bench.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. If Bravo does, he never thinks he's going to be out. Even after he skies that one up in the air, like you mentioned, he was rounding first and was almost a second by the time that one was caught. So had that one found a way to drop, he would have easily been at second base.
Every once in a while, the unexpected happens. It's a good hustle is sometimes rewarded. That's why Hogan's at the plate now when he fouls the first pitch from Wilson backwards. Wyatt, back in the second inning, flew out to left field. His position for the day. Little movement in the outfield for the Scouts as Levi Gilcrease not in the starting lineup, as that curveball does not break nearly enough. Outside now, 1-1 here to the left fielder from Hendrix College in Arkansas. Here's the pitch. That one swung and hit way back towards left field. Will it find any space? It will not. So the second time in a row, Hogan pops it up to left field, and Hayden Rappaport is now 2 down here in the bottom of the fourth for the Scouts.
Yeah, Wyatt got a nice piece of that one. Hit it right down that left field line. Unfortunately, it just happened to find the glove of Rappaport out and left.
Bring in Austin Orr, the designated hitter. Been struggling with injury recently. Struck out his first time at the plate and watches that one go a little bit high. Austin does have a great eye. Second on the team. 1 walk away from Christian Binger's 8 walk total. That one is fouled behind the Scouts' dugout to the left. Scouts up 1-0 here in the bottom of the fourth inning. This is game 1 of a doubleheader. Lance and I will be back on the air, and game number 2 around 7:05, and that was to be hit towards Rossetti over there as short. He throws to first, and in time, Josh Williams digs that one out of the brown field turf, and 1-2-3. The Scouts go down here on the bottom of the fourth, but still lead by a score of 1-0.
So yeah, Scouts don't add on to their lead as they go down 1-2-3, and it looks like Levi's going to come into the game. Running out towards the outfield, he's going to go to center field, and looks like Miles is going to move to right. So it looks like the end of the day for Bravo.
Actually, Bravo I think is moving to left.
Oh, yep, you're right.
So that will be the end of the day for Wyatt Hogan. So after 4 innings, the Scouts make a substitution. And one of 2 men on the bench for the Scouts, the other being Zach Wiley, who's still in the dugout. Levi Gilcrease now coming in the game, and that will be number 13 on the year for him. Levi's played in every single game this season. And I believe this is the second time he's come in as a substitution, a defensive sub for Wyatt Hogan, and then there's some movement around in the outfield. So now we have Levi Gilcrease at center field with his rocket of an arm, and left fielder Jonathan Bravo, his normal position, and Miles Wright in right field, which is becoming his normal position after moving around the entire outfield this season.
Now batting
Here in the top of the fifth with
shortstop,
Nick Rossetti.
Nick Rossetti.
He grounded out to Ben Aldridge at first his last time up. Aldridge still on the mound. Has 3 strikeouts through 4 innings of work. Here comes the pitch and a bunt attempt from Rossetti, and they're going to watch that one go foul. Good work from Carnahan, because if not, the shortstop from Iowa would have definitely been on first with a bunt single.
And Carnahan probably could have easily gotten to that one earlier had he wanted to and tried to throw out Rossetti, but did the wise thing and let that one roll foul.
Veteran play for Mr. Hawk Corner. So 0-1 now to Rossetti. Came in the game batting .333, 0 for 1 today. That one fouled to the left side as well. That one's poked towards the scouts' dugout, and quickly down now is Rossetti 0-2. Aldridge going for that 4th strikeout of the game. Here's the pitch, and there goes the bat. As the pitch from Aldridge shatters that one in 2 pieces.
Wow.
Right down the middle almost.
That's why you don't try to hit it off the handle.
It looks like that might be the best shattered bat we've seen on the year, Lance. That one just exploded out of the hands of Rossetti. As they're going to have to replace that one. And that'll be the end of that bat's life, and it'll still be an 0-2 count. As Rossetti is getting his new bat. He's fouled off 3 pitches in a row. The shortstop from Iowa. Scouts up 1-0 here in the top of the 5th. Rossetti, a very tall shortstop, of 6'3", $185 on the scales. 0-2 pitch from Aldridge. And just a bit high. That one had some movement on it. Thought it was going to move back into the strike zone, but not low enough apparently. 1-2 throw. That one is going to be hit foul again to the left side. Maybe the 4th foul ball that goes to the left of the bat for Rossetti. First batter here in the top of the 5th inning. Winds and throws does Aldridge, and that one's in the turf. Count is now even at 2-2. Good at bat here from Nick. Trying to work his way back. 2-2 throw. Just misses again on the outside corner. Cannot find that strike zone. That's going to make it full at 3-2. Payoff pitch coming for Aldridge. He has 1 walk on the day. Here comes that pitch, and that one's hit to center field. Levi Gilcrease fresh into the game and puts that one away cleanly. So 1 up, 1 down after the long at bat for Nick Rossetti.
Baseman, number 8.
Then the end results in an out regardless, and 1 up, 1 down here in the 5th for the Mariners.
Yeah, Rossetti got down 0-2, broke his bat, and then managed to get it back to 3 balls and 2 strikes. So even though he got out, great job working the count.
Derek Perola at the plate. He grounded out to Carnahan at 3rd last time. It was a curveball in there for a strike from Aldridge. 0-1 now. Here comes the pitch. That one's in the dirt. Good job by Perola to lay off of that one. Winds and throws. That one's a bit low. Count is now 2-1. One pitch, and that one's in there for a strike. So that's going to even up here to Perola. And that one's going to be foul tipped. Count's going to remain 2-2. We're going to do it again. As Aldridge is around 65 pitches in the start here in the top of the 5th inning. No activity yet in the bullpen for the Scouts. Here goes the throw. Remember, this game's only going 7 innings. First game of the doubleheader only goes 7. It'll be the same Sunday in Strongsville against the Northern Ohio Baseball Club. Second game will go 9. Here comes the 3-2. He walks him. Second walk of the day for Aldridge. And it's going to be 1 out and 1 on first for the Mariners after that walk to Derek Parola. So Spencer Dole at the plate now in a righty versus righty battle. He struck out last time. First pitch to him, and that one's outside. Maybe trying to see if Parola's going to try a steal attempt over there to get in scoring position. So 1-0 now with 1 out. Scouts up 1-0 here in the top of the 5th. Here at Grady's Field. First game of a doubleheader against the Grand Lake Mariners. That one's going to be fouled deep to the right side, but well out of play. Not much wind so far. Old Glory in right field. Not moving very much with a beautiful woodland backdrop behind center field. Grady's Field goes 397 center. As Aldridge winds and fires, and that one's going to be hit towards Binger at second. Throws to Solomon at short. And the 4-6-3 again. Another double play. And the trifecta of 4-6-3s for the Scouts. And their defense has been on point.
Yeah, Scouts have done a good job getting the double plays tonight. That'll be the 3rd of the game. They've had one in the first, as the 4th, I think. Yep, the 4th, and the second consecutive one from Williams, and then they get one there from Dole to end the 5th. So they've gotten the double play balls when they need them. Of course, you don't want to become reliant on them, but they're nice to have in the back pocket.
Absolutely. That three-way between Binger and Solomon and Giddings has been in complete cohesion so far for the Scouts in this one. That's going to bring us to the bottom of the 5th inning. Curtis Wilson still on the mound for the Mariners, who are having a tough day at the plate due to some great pitching from Ben Aldridge and some great fielding, especially from the infield.
Coming up for the Scouts in the bottom of the 5th, we'll go 8-9-1. Lead off from Cale Giddens, first baseman from Lake Erie College. After him will be center fielder Miles Wright from St. Edwards down in Austin, Texas. Then after him, we'll be back to the top of the lineup in Lee Solomon, the shortstop from Lipscomb.
So coming up now is Cale Giddens looking for his second hit on the year. He had one the other night, his first single on the season against the Ironmen. Grounded out to the pitcher his first time up. And that one's hit to deep left field and is going, and they're going to call foul. Oh, the drama. The anticlimactic drama. As that one was well out of play. As it's about 327 to left field, but it doesn't matter. As Cale Giddings' monster shot is to the left of that yellow pole. So all that goes down is for a strike.
That's a shame.
It is a shame, Lance. As the second pitch misses, count is now 1-1. Giddings looking for his second hit of the season in dramatic fashion. Has to feel sick about that one. And the 1-1 is in the field turf. 2-1 now.
Just means he's going to have to try again. That's all it means.
It's a good point. If you can do it once, you can do it twice. And he calls for time as Curtis Wilson was getting into his windup.
I don't know why that happened, but it's okay.
And that one's in there for a strike. And it's now 2-2. So even here to Giddings. 2-2 pitch. That one's lined over towards the middle. Rossetti's charging and will not get there time. He throws it away. Giddings will not go towards second. Smart move from Cale. And he just turns back towards first. So a single for Cale Giddings, his second.
And they're going to have a pinch
Hit of the
runner
year.
for Cale. It'll be Joey Levitt. We've seen him in this role before. Saw him pinch run for Lincoln Reed against the Lima Locos a few weeks ago, and now they'll do the same thing. So second time this season Cale has been pinch run for by a pitcher in just his first week with the club. Isn't that interesting?
It is pretty interesting. Shows that scouts are being very innovative. Most of the teams in the Great Lakes League have around 30 in their roster. Due to injury, scouts sitting around 20, between 20 and 22, depending on the day and depending on how many ice packs we have. And we've used pitchers for pinch hitters 3 times now in the season. That's going to bring up Miles Wright, who doubled in his first plate appearance. Joey Levitt, only 160 pounds, the lightest guy on the team, so we've seen he is fleet of foot. And a bunt laid down and missed by Miles Wright.
Yeah. He went in where? For Wyatt. In left? No, he's in center field, but he went in Wyatt's spot. Bravo's in left.
And another bunt attempt for Miles Wright, perfectly laid down. And Levitt's going to be over there at second. So a sac bunt for Wright as he's just barely thrown out at first base, but does his job. So one down here in the bottom of the 5th.
And what did Miles tell us a couple days ago?
He would never bunt again.
That's a lie for Miles Wright. But nonetheless, he was able to get the bunt down.
But since he laid down that sacrifice, we won't give him as much guff when we get back to the Johannes home.
He did his job. That's all we know.
So pitcher Joey Levitt sitting over there at second base. Lee Solomon at the plate. Here's the first throw to him. That one's a little low for a ball. Solomon had that single that stayed right in front of the center fielder last time. 1-0 to Solomon as he watches that one go by. 1-1 count now to Lee. Joey Levitt on second. 1-0 Scouts here in the bottom of the 5th inning. First game in the doubleheader only goes to 7. And that one's hit over there towards third, and it's missed. And they're going to give him a hit. Lee Solomon hits it between the gap between third and short. It was a really tough play to be made by Colton Bradley. I think a hit is the accurate call, and Lee Solomon is now 2 for 3 with a couple of singles in his last 2 appearances.
Yeah, on that one, that was a tough play to make either way. Bradley tried to get to that one. I think it just barely hit off of his glove, and Rossetti tried to get to that one, and he did, but not enough time to try and go to either of the bases for a force out.
And that's going to bring out Christian Binger. Watching the first one go outside for a ball. Binger last time had that RBI and the error from first baseman Josh Williams, who was trying to decide whether to touch the bag at first or throw Miles right at home, and he didn't do either. That second pitch is passed, and it's going to be a pass ball on Spencer Dull. So runners on second and third, both in scoring position now. So Joey Levitt at third came in to pinch run for Cale Giddings, whose day will be over after going 1 for 2 and making a couple of nice plays at first base in the field. Christian Binger now at the plate can extend this 1-0 lead as he watches the next pitch cross down to Detroit Street for a strike. Counts now 2-1 to Binger. Christian from Southwest Baptist University in Missouri, and he fouls that one to the left side as the youngsters will chase after that foul ball. Evens it up at 2-2 with 2 men on, 1-0 here in the bottom of the 5th inning in this first game, the doubleheader against the Grand Lake Mariners. Infield is playing in. Here comes the 2-2 pitch, and that one's hit towards right field, and it's going to drop. Here comes Joey Levitt running towards home, and he's going to be saved, and there goes Lee Solomon! Josh Williams didn't know what was going on. As Joey Levitt comes in to score, Lee Solomon practically riding on his shoulders, piggyback style. And that's going to be a 2 RBI single for Christian Binger.
And that one was very interesting because I think Joey was waiting to see if it was going to get down. Thought that one might have been caught out in right field, so he was waiting to tag up. And Solomon knew that one was down all the way, so he was all the way towards third. As Carnahan flies that one out of play. Solomon knew that one was down all the way, so he's ready to get down to third from second. By that point, Joey was just ready to tag up, so that's why Lee was right on Joey's heels. Nonetheless, they both score.
So that's going to be the first 2 earned runs of the day for Curtis Wilson. As Carnahan hits that one over towards third, and the chopper's going to get into the glove of Rossetti. Nothing is by Rossetti. I was going to say it gets past Rossetti, but I don't think that's possible at this point. But again, another infield single. As Kyle Carnahan is now 1 for 3 on the day. Christian Binger is now on second after his 2 RBI single. So 3 straight hits for the Scouts and 4 in the inning as David Gaunt is at the plate. Gaunt 0 for 2 today, trying to break that dry spell. That one's inside. Corner. Gaunt looks at the first strike, now 0-1 to the catcher from Topeka, Kansas. Binger on second, Carnahan on first. 3-0 Scouts. That one misses inside. Counts now 1-1 to David. Quick recap, a single from Cale Giddings replaced by Joey Levitt to pinch run. A single from Lee Solomon, and Solomon and Levitt come on to score, and the 2 RBI single from Christian Binger as that one goes low for a ball. 2-1 now to David Gaunt. Then a single from Kyle Carnahan puts runners on first and second. Gaunt, the team leader in RBIs. Here comes the pitch to him, and he fouls that one towards the Scouts dugout. Good stop by Jonathan Bravo on deck before it could bounce towards the Baby Blues sitting on the dugout bench. 2-2 now. Gaunt steps back in. Gaunt playing behind the dish today. Been playing DH a few times, and he fouls that one back towards us, and it bounces over our head as the sound from the metal resonates here in the press box. 2-2 count with 1 out. Here in the bottom of the 5th inning, 3-0 Scouts, first game of a doubleheader, only going 7 innings in this one. And here comes that 2-2, and that one's going to be hit towards the hot corner, and it gets past him. It gets past Bradley. Binger is coming home to score. David's going to turn that one into a double as Carnahan's going to stop over there at third. So the hits keep on rolling for the Scouts to extend their lead to 4-0 after the 7th hit of the game and the 5th one of the inning on that RBI double from David Gaunt.
Great placement there from Gaunt, and that one was kind of reminiscent of what the Lorraine County Ironmen were doing back on Tuesday. They hit it down the line time and time again. That time the Scouts able to put one right down that left field line.
It's going to bring up Jonathan Bravo's 1 for 2, fouls that one towards the Mariner dugout, 0-1 to him. And that's going to be the 3rd run of the day, given up, earned to Curtis Wilson. And that one is going to be stepped on the bag, and down goes Bravo, and a little bit of confusion there as he shyly goes away in that one after a slow roller over there. Josh Williams, the first down goes Bravo. That's going to be 2 down here in the bottom of the 5th with runners on second, on third. Levi Gilcrease up with his first at-bat of the game. And Gilcrease lays down the bunt. Wilson picks it up, throws over the first, and just in time gets out Gilcrease. And that will do it for the 5th inning, but not before the Scouts put 3 across the plate, or 4 across the plate. It's going to be 3 across the plate, and it's going to be 4-0 Scouts going to the top of the 6th inning as Joey Levitt, Lee Solomon, and Christian Binger all come home to score. Kyle Carnahan, David Gaunt left stranded on second and third.
And now Lincoln Reed will come into the game at first, replacing Joey Levitt. who replaced Cale Giddens as a pinch runner.
Looks like it.
Lincoln Reed has been playing first base for most of the season. Usually starts. We've seen him behind the plate one night. We've also seen him coming in for relief pitching. That was a couple weeks ago at Lima. Pitched 2 innings of strong, runless ball. So 4-0 Scouts. You have 8 hits on the day. Wonder if Curtis Wilson is going to come out for the bottom of the 6th inning or not, but we know Ben Aldridge is coming out for the Scouts here on the top of the 6th.
Yeah, and you got to think with this only being a 7-inning game, they'd only go to their bullpen if they really need to. It seems like there is somebody warming up in the bullpen, but you got to think that this one's Ben's to finish unless he experiences fatigue or if they just get a bunch of guys on.
So, Lance, what's the side coming up for the Mariners? So looks like there might be some activity in the bullpen.
For the Mariners, it will be 9-1-2. It'll be Colton Bradley leading it off from Central Michigan. Then it'll be back to the top of the lineup, and Aaron Bentz from Lakeland.
The first pitch is in there for a strike.
And then after him, it'll be Alex Gransbeck, the right fielder from VCU.
Second pitch from Aldridge, also in there for a strike. Quickly working on Colton Bradley, who struck out his first time back in the 3rd inning. 0-2 throw, and that one hits him. Aldridge lets that one get away, so a runner on first base. So after quickly going up on Bradley 0-2, he hits him right between the numbers, and he'll be standing over there on first base.
And it looks like Joe Chasen out there warming up in the Scouts' pen.
Chasen's been the go-to closer for the Scouts this year. You have to wonder, they want Ben to finish out the 6th inning, have him close it down in the 7th. Remember, this first game only 7 innings. Second game will be a complete 9. That game will start at 7:05, and that one misses outside and slips out of the hand of David Gaunt.
And you got to think if this one stays on pace, I don't know if they're going to wait another hour to start a game. We'll see.
And I guess just keep updated with us on social media as we tell you the times of these games. Here comes the pitch. In there for a strike to Bentz, who was 1 for 2 today. Came in the game batting .318. Got out to Lee Solomon. Actually, Carl Carnahan at third his first time up. Single last time, but was thrown out by second at Cale Giddings. And Carnahan throws it to Binger. Binger to first. Not in time. That shows off the speed of Aaron Bentz, who is on with the fielder's choice. The lead runner, Colton Bradley, out at second.
Alex Gransbeck.
Bentz, as we've mentioned multiple times, this broadcast leads the league in steals, has 9 on the year. David Gaunt has to be aware of that behind the plate. As Gransbeck comes up, he's 1 for 1 with a walk. First pitch, in there for a strike from Aldridge. 0-1.
And you got to hope Ben's aware of the speed of Bentz, especially if Ben does try and quick pitch.
And looks like a pickoff attempt. Definitely pitching out there. Thought maybe Bentz was on the move. Scotland's ready to rise on fire on that one. 1-1 now to Aaron Bentz from Lakeland College. Pickoff attempt over to first and gets to Lincoln Reed, but cannot apply the tag in time. Bentz is safe. Scouts up 4-0 here. Top of the 6th inning. It's been a defensive masterpiece. Another pickoff attempt. We've seen 3 double plays of the 4-6-3 variety. Christian Binger, Lee Solomon, and Cale Giddings, who was in the game, since been replaced by Lincoln Reed, working in perfect unison. Another pickoff attempt. If you don't succeed, try and try again, apparently. That's the 3rd time in a row. Ben Aldridge throws over at first, and Aaron Bentz. And here comes the pitch, and that one's a bit low for a ball. 2-1 now. Back at plate, we see some action. To Alex Gransbeck, the right fielder from VCU. 2-1. That one's going to be hit Foul just misses. Tap dancing on that white line and staying fair. It's going to even up at 2-2. Kyle Carnahan could do nothing but watch that one blow by him. Lucky break there for Ben Aldridge. If that one gets in the corner, you never know what's going to happen with Aaron Benz. Could possibly try to score all the way from first base if he had a good jump on it.
Yeah, the Scouts definitely lucked out on that one. That one just went past the line foul.
And another pickoff attempt to Benz. And in there easily. Lincoln Reed sitting over there at first base. We've seen a lot of defensive changes. Lincoln Reed came in for Joey Levitt, who pinch run for Cale Giddings after he singled. Here comes the 2-2, and that one's hit towards center field. Now this one's going to drop. Eli Gilchrist picks it up, throws it in, and the good day continues for Alex Gransback, who is now 2 for 2 with a walk. He's been on all 3 times, giving headaches to Ben Aldridge on the rubber.
For the Mariners, the designated hitter, number 23, Matt Smith.
That's going to put runners on first and second with 1 out here in the top of the 6th inning. Matt Smith at Matt Smith from Bowling Green State University in Northwest Ohio. Thank you to everyone listening to the first game of this doubleheader. Joining Lance Morris and myself, Terry Lash, and here's the first pitch to Smith in the field turf. Good job by David Gaunt as he gets in front of that one.
And with the speed of the guys on the base pass, you know if there is a pass ball, there's going to be some movement, as we now will see a meeting on the mound with Coach Bubba Cates.
And as Lance mentioned, Joe Chasen has been warming up. Don't know if they're going to bring him in here or not. Maybe just try to settle the nerves of Ben Aldridge.
And you might as well settle him down because with 1 out, they still can easily get a double play ball. They've gotten 3 of them thus far today, so not that you want to, of course, rely on that double play, but still in a position to use it.
Scouts need as many innings as they can possibly get out of their pitchers, as they're going to bring in the corners now. Kyle Carnahan and Lincoln Reed joining into the huddle.
And they're going to make the switch.
That's going to do it for Ben Aldridge. So after 5 1/3 of innings pitched, Ben Aldridge will be replaced by Joe Chasen with a 4-0 lead as he gets a rousing ovation from the Scouts faithful in attendance. Ben Aldridge finishes with 3 strikeouts and 2 walks. Did not give up any runs in this contest. And has gave up 3 singles, no extra base hits given up on the day from Ben.
Now entering the game to pitch for your Xenia Scouts, number 27.
And that's going to bring up Joe Chasen.
Joe Chasen.
Who I imagine Coach Cates is going to want to finish out this contest. He'll need to go an inning and 2/3 to do so. Put into an interesting position here of runners on first and second base, including the speedy Aaron Bentz.
Yeah, definitely an interesting move. As we mentioned, the Scouts low
A quick
on
reminder,
arms. A lot of
fans,
guys injured. A lot of guys
all
set to
foul balls
start
that are turned
both
into
the second game
concession
today
stands are
and
awarded with a
the
piece
2
of
games
candy.
on Sunday.
We
So
appreciate you
a limited
returning foul
bullpen,
balls
and
to our dugout
that's still
and
going to lead to
concession
Joe
stand.
Chasen coming out to
Enjoy today's
hopefully
doubleheader.
nail down the rest of this game for the Scouts, as they only need to go, like you mentioned, another inning and a third.
On Saturday, Joe Chasen got the win down in Cincinnati against the Steam. Chasen this year, through 7 1/3 innings pitched, has a 1.22 ERA. He's been really shut down on the mound. He's only given up 1 earned run, 5 runs total, but errors accounted for a lot of his other ones. Has 6 walks on the year and 8 strikeouts. And has given up 6 hits. So Joe Chasen trying to shut it down for the Scouts here on the top of the 6th inning, up 4-0 on the Grand Lake Mariners. Scouts going for double digits in the win column. 9-3 on the year coming in. So Joe Chasen on the mound. Runners on first and second. Pitches from the stretch, and check swing. Good job that time from Matt Smith, realizing not to chase that one. So 2-0 now. With Benson Gransback on the base pass. And here comes the pitch from Chase, and that one's low and away. So 3-0 now to Smith, who saw the change of pitching after the first ball from Aldridge. We have to see if Chris Wilson will come out to the mound for the Mariners here in the bottom of the 6th inning. That one's in there for a strike from Chasen. Count is now 3-1 as he tries to work his way back. Pitcher from Hillsdale College. One of 2 Chargers on the team, Will Cruz being the other. Guess his pitch from David Gaunt. And here comes 3-1. That one misses. I don't know how that one missed, Lance.
I don't know either, Terry. I was thinking the same thing.
That will
Cleanup hitter, first
make the
baseman,
bases
number 31,
loaded here.
Josh Williams.
This is a curveball misses somewhere. And Josh Williams, who is hitting to back-to-back 4-6-3 plays, has the bases loaded here in the top of the 6th inning. Scott can use another 4-6-3 double play to end this inning. 1 out. Here comes the pitch inside to Williams. Jason trying to find that strike zone, facing his second batter of the game as he came in for Ben Aldridge after Ben pitched 5 1/3 innings of runless baseball here at Grady's Field. And Jason's going to call David Gaunt, try to have a meeting, calm things down, maybe talk about how to best get this ground ball out of Josh Williams, the first baseman from Dodge City Community College. Chasing another righty. Unfortunate news we heard today, as one of the few lefties on the team, Seth Hallmark, will be leaving us. He's had more shoulder problems and will be heading back home to Texas as he weighs his option for his future career baseball plans, and that one's fouled off Williams' foot. As his rough day continues, and he's now down on the field turf doing some push-ups. He wants to do them correctly. He's got to extend his legs and get his knees off the ground. So he still remains hurt, as Coach Slavik's going to come over to him. Bases loaded. Here on the top of the 6th inning. He tries to walk it off. Bends down again. As there's going to be another meeting between Gaunt and Chasen. That was Seth Hallmark getting the ball there. I thought Zach Wiley wasn't in uniform and I was going to be very concerned, but it was Seth Hallmark.
Pretty sure Zach Wiley's out in the bullpen.
Pitching?
No.
Okay. We've seen it before. We have seen it before, believe it or not. We're wondering, in 2 doubleheaders in 3 days, what the Scouts bullpen is going to come up with. They try to keep these arms rested. Remember, the Scouts won in 14 innings on Wednesday night. Joey Levitt pitched 7 strong in relief. So, it might take him a while to get back out to the mound. Maybe the second game on Sunday he'll be available again. But maybe not. We do not know. 1-1 with 1 out here to Josh Williams with the bases chalked. Joe Chasen on the mound in relief. Here comes his pitch. Swung on and missed from Williams. Down to his last strike. Count is now 1-2. One out here in the top of the 6th. That one's skied high to deep center field. Gilcrease is going to pick that one up. Throws home, and that's going to score a run. So the sac fly from Josh Williams puts the Mariners on the board. So the fielder's choice that got Aaron Bentz on first eventually scores him. And Josh Williams does his job and gets the first RBI of the game for the Mariners. And it's a 4-1 score now with 2 outs here in the top of the 6th inning. Runners on first and second for Hayden Rappaport, the left fielder. Winds and throws, and ball doesn't curve inside enough. It's going to be a ball, 1-0 here to Rappaport. So the Scouts with a 3-run lead here in the top of the 6th inning. Remember, we're only playing 7 in the first game as that one misses outside. 2-0 now to Rappaport. That run will go against Chasen, but be earned to Ben Aldridge. As we have a righty belly here. Not many lefties in this Mariners lineup. Here comes the pitch, and that one's outside. He's running, throws to the third, does gone, and the tag is placed in time. David Gaunt with the rocket to his Washburn teammate over there at the hot corner, and that's going to get out Alex Gransback, and that will do it for the top of the 6th inning. So the Mariners load the bases, are able to score 1 on the sacrifice fly to deep center. To Levi Gilchrist, Josh Williams scored that one, and that put home Aaron Bentz. But on what looked like could have been a pass ball, moved from second to third from Alex Gransback. He's thrown out over there at third by David Gaunt.
And they made the mistake of trying to steal on David Gaunt, even though he fumbled with the ball a little bit behind the plate. And we'll see a new pitcher for the Mariners.
Jake Bartels.
Jake Bartels will come in the game. He's a 6'4" righty from Western Michigan, so another guy from the MAC. His hometown is Westchester, Illinois, and he will be going into his sophomore year.
So another pitcher, after seeing 5 innings of Curtis Wilson, as Bartels comes into the game. Lance, who is Bartels going to be facing here in the bottom of the 6th inning.
This inning will be led off by Austin Orr, the DH today from Union University. After him, we would think it'd be Lincoln Reed. He came into the game after Cale Giddings was pinch ran for by pitcher Joey Levitt, so looks like Lincoln will be up after Austin, and then rounding out the order for the Scouts in this bottom of the 6th, it'll be Miles Wright. He started the game at center field, has since moved to right field with some other defensive replacements.
So here comes Austin Orr, 0 for 2 in his comeback game.
Scouts, the designated hitter number 9, Austin Orr.
And here comes Mr. Orr, and that's going to hit right back the middle, and let's go towards center field. Austin Orr gets on with a single.
Now batting, number 20.
So that's going to bring up Lincoln Reed with Austin Orr over at first base. Thank you to all those listening, as Lincoln misses the first one. Now down 0-1 here to Jake Bartels, the Bronco from Western Michigan. Second pitch, outside for a ball, counts now 1-1. So wind begins to pick up a little bit here at Grady's Field. Be the first at-bat of the day for Lincoln. With Orr over there at first base, and he's running the hit and run. It's going to be successful as Austin's going to round second, goes to a third, and the blazing speed of Austin Orr. And then the hit and a run works to perfection as Lincoln Reed singles, and Austin moves over there towards third with no outs here. in the bottom of the 6th inning.
That was a great hit and run there from the Scouts. Austin able to go from first to third after he would have been easily at second, if nothing else, on that one. And Lincoln just placed that one in the outfield. Nice little bloop-ish kind of single. Got the guys on first and third now with nobody down.
That's bring up Miles right. Just watch the first pitch go high from Bartels, who gives up hits to his first 2 batters here in the bottom of the 6th inning. So 8 hits given up by Curtis Wilson, as that one's going to be flown over to center field or tag up. And it's going to go! You don't have to worry about it, as there's Keystone Cops in the outfield for the Grand Lake Mariners. As second baseman Parola gets under, I believe that was Gransback, before they were able to throw that one in. And just the most awkward part between second, center, and right. And it just drops in there for an RBI single for Miles Wright and extends the game to 5-1.
And off the bat, that one looked like it was going to be a relatively easy pop out, but in that area, like you mentioned, a lot of fielders colliding. No one called anybody off.
As Lee Solomon pulls back the bunt, goes for a strike, 0-1 to him. He singled his last 2 times at the plate. After the RBI single from Miles Wright, who is now 2 for 2 with an RBI in this contest. Lee at the dish. Runners on first and second. Here it comes. The bunt misses. 0-2 now to Sullivan, who is trying to lay down that one, trying to sacrifice, perhaps maybe try to get on first. He does have a lot of speed, but move the runners both to scoring position. No outs here in the bottom of the 6th inning for the Scouts, as we're to the top of the order for the 4th time in this ball game. Here comes the pitch, and that one stays high. First ball at the bat for Sullivan. Count is now 1-2. 3 straight singles given up by Jake Bartels, who entered the game here in the bottom 6th inning for Curtis Wilson. Here comes his pitch, and that one's fouled back behind us. We'll do it again at 1-2. Lincoln Reed, the lead runner, he got on with a single. Austin Orr already came home to score this inning as he drove that one right back up the middle, then got to third on the hit and run, then was singled home by Miles Wright. And the inside pitch to Solomon just misses. Evens it up at 2 apiece. Oh, excuse me, I was wrong. They struck him out. I didn't see the strikeout call from the umpire. Thank you to Lance for correcting me on that one. That's going to send Solomon back to the dugout. And Christian Binger up to play. He had a 2 RBI single last time he was up. First pitch misses for a ball.
That one, the catcher dropped his glove as the ball was really hardly thrown, and it just plopped out of his hand, but the ball stayed in his mitts. We just picked it up and made sure no one was going to advance. So weird play there.
Scouts still on first and second. Miles Wright at first. Lincoln Reed at second. Outside corner. Perfect pitch by Bartels on that one. Count is now even at 1-1. To Christian Binger, who's 1 for 3 this game. He's got on the last 2 times. Looks like that one hit that same outside corner. Is down to his last strike at 1-2. Scouts up by a score of 5-1. We're in the bottom of the 6th inning with 2 on, 1 out. And that one just misses low to Binger.
We know that Christian is going to be patient regardless of the count, whether he's down in the count or ahead in the count. He's always going to wait for his pitch.
Even here comes the pitch outside. And just as Lance mentioned, more patient hitting from Christian Binger makes this one full. Bartels has neither walked nor struck out, or excuse me, he does have 1 strikeout to Lee Solomon. He just got, he's trying to strike out number 2. That one is flown out of play to the left side behind the Scouts dugout. I'm going to do it again at 3-2. So Bartels has 1 earned run. He came into the game with a 9.00 ERA for 4 innings of pitching this season. That one kind of deja vu action as it flies over the Scouts bullpen towards the cornfields over there. And we have a 3-2 count. Make a read on second. Miles right on first. That one's hit to shallow left field, and looks like Bradley's going to get under that one, and he does in foul territory, and that's going to put Binger away.
Now batting third baseman number
2 down
16,
for the Scouts here in the bottom of the sixth inning. That's going to bring up Kyle Carnahan. He singled last time. Got to third before he was stranded there. Carnahan's 1 for 3. He got on with an error back in the first, stole a base, and hit into a 6-4-3 double play. Swings and misses at the first pitch from Bartels. 0-1 now. To Carnahan with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th inning. The Scouts up 5-1. Remember, only 7 innings in the first game here, the doubleheader between these two squads. 0-1. Checks his swing at that one, makes it 1-1. We will take a break after our first broadcast. We'll close that one, and it will be available on YouTube, and we'll start a whole new broadcast for game number 2. Here comes the 1-1 to Carnahan. Swings and hits that one towards third. Foul. But stay tuned to social media as we give you updates on game start times and what's going on in the second of 2 games played here at Grady's Field between the Xenia Scouts and the Grand Lake Mariners on this beautiful Friday afternoon. 1-2 to Carnahan. This one hit towards third base. Will be picked up, thrown over to first by Bradley, and he gets him in time, and that will do it for the bottom of the 6th inning, but not before the Scouts add 1 more insurance run. As Joe Chasen will come back to the mound, where he has 2/3 of an inning pitch. He's given up a walk and a run, but not an earned run. And we're in the top of the 7th here. Scouts trying to close this one off, get to 10 wins on the year. They're able to shut out the Mariners here in the top of the 7th inning. They'll be 10-3 on the season. They'll be trying to go for 11-3 in game 2 of the doubleheader. We'll let you know when that game starts.
And as good as the Scouts have done today, they've gotten 5 runs on the board to the Mariners 1. They have left at least 1 guy on base in every single inning except the 4th.
So it could be a lot worse because that there Lance and Scouts have been fortunate as well, as they've been in situations where they put runners on first and second. 3-4-6-3 double plays in this contest has stymied any sort of momentum that the Mariners hope to obtain.
Now it'll be Hayden Rappaport. He was up to the plate in the 6th before Gransbeck was caught stealing. After him will be Nick Rischetti. And then Derek Perala, their second baseman.
7th, left fielder number 36, Hayden Rappaport.
So Rappaport, another righty on this team, followed by Rossetti and Parola. Chasen on the mound in relief, and that one's hit towards center field. Levi Gilcrease going to his left, but it'll be put away in right field by Miles Wright. So 1 down here. Mariners down to their last 2 outs. Stay with us as we have a player of the game.
Nick Rischetti.
As Rossetti's up to the plate. And Lance Morris will be picking our player of the game and has a lot of choices.
Lance has to pick the player of the game.
Lance will pick the player of the game. Terry Lash doesn't want to do it.
You don't want to make a difficult choice?
I don't. Not at all. And as the strike goes down the middle to Rossetti.
You guys want to pick over there?
No, it's all you gotta do.
And apparently it's all on me.
And Lance
Thanks,
will have
guys.
that pick. We have Nick Street up here tonight helping us with the scoreboard as the conflict of interest. Dewey Doval about to be pitching 98 on the mound this Sunday,
96.
so he won't be unable to choose as well. 1-1 with one out here to Rossetti, and that one misses low for a ball from Jason. Also like to thank our stats guy Jeff Connor up here tonight as well. So we have a 5-man crew here in the press box. 2-1. That one from Rossetti's going to be hit towards Gilcrease. And he puts it away. So the rangy center fielder from Baylor, Levi Gilcrease, puts it away. And 2 down now for the Mariners, who are down to their last out of the game. Derek Parola, who walked last time, he's 0 for 1. Back in the second, he grounded out to Kyle Carnahan over there at third. Came in the game batting .227, the Redbird from Illinois State. Now misses low for a ball. Illinois State in Normal, Illinois. 2 outs here to Parola. Scouts trying to close out this ball game. Winds and fires, and that one misses a bit high from Chasen, who came in back in the 6th inning. Ben Aldridge pitched 5 1/3. Gave up 1 run. Now Chasen's trying to close things out here. 2 outs. 2-0 count here to Parola. And there for a strike. Chasen hammers down the zone on that one. Scouts looking to win their 2nd game in a row. 2-1 pitch, and that one's going to be flown over there towards Lincoln Reed in foul territory. And that will do it. Lincoln Reed puts that one away. And that's the ball game, folks. So game 1 of the doubleheader is over. It is Scouts 5, Mariners 1. A dominant effort from the Scouts as they put 11 hits up on the scoreboard. Only 4 hits given up
coming back for game 2 between the Xenia Scouts
by the Scouts pitching staff. As Lance goes over to talk to Jeff for the player of the game. And Miles Wright will be player of the game.
Miles went 2 for 2 today with a sacrifice bunt, so I think that's well worthy of player of the game.
And an RBI and a double. I believe he's the only player of the game to get an extra base hit. Came around to score on that double as well, so a good pick by Lance. A lot of noble candidates. Christian Binger also had a nice day. Went 1 for 4 at the plate, but also had 3 RBIs. And a couple nice plays in the field. Ben Aldridge pitched, as we mentioned, 5 1/3 of 1-run ball. Joe Chasen came on relief, didn't give up any earned runs in his 1 2/3 innings. As Miles Wright will be joining us, it'll be his 2nd time winning player of the game. And Lance Morris will take over the camera as we try to get readjusted here. As Miles will sit to my left as the camera gets flung past my face. Again, Scouts win 5-1 as we're going to look this way towards the camera. And player of the game, Miles Wright. Miles, congratulations.
Thanks,
for your 2nd player of the game. And Miles, 5-1 victory. How much different does it feel in these 7-inning ball games compared to the usual 9?
I'm actually kind of used to them because we do that back home in Texas, so we do a 7 and 9, but it's definitely a lot better because it's a lot shorter.
Speaking of shorter, 14 innings on Wednesday night.
Yeah.
Half of that here tonight. Are you guys still feeling a little bit of those effects, or you feel more completely rested after yesterday off?
I think it was good that we had a day off yesterday. I asked the umpire, I said, are you still tired? Because it's the same umpire from that game. And he said, yeah, I'm still feeling it because he had a rain delay last night as well. And so I think it was good we had a day off.
So players and umps feeling the effects of the rain of the last few days. You had a great day at the plate. You look at your stats right here. 2 for 2 with that nice sack bunt. We've been giving you guff all year long about your bunting. Perfectly laid down sacrifice. Every day at home we give you a lot of crap, but this time you laid down the bunt perfectly. And what were you thinking we were going to play in that situation?
Well, I knew I was going to bunt, so honestly I was just like, get it down. Bunting has been my menace this year. So it was good to just get it down that way I can please y'all at home.
Well, you did a great job, Miles, on that one, but we have to talk about the double. I don't think anyone in this ballpark thought you were going to turn that single into a double. At what point, rounding first base, did you think, I'm going head first right now, there's no stopping me?
Whenever I saw him like taking his time getting it, I've done it before, and honestly, it's like one of my favorite plays because you just get to do it for your team and get a double and turn something that was a good hit into something that now you can score. So I was happy.
Yeah, nice hustle on that play. I think it caught Lance and I off guard for sure up in the press box, but a great job there. Also got that RBI single. In about an hour, you'll probably play I have no idea how much time. I have no idea how much time on before the next game, but game 2 is incoming. Thank you, Miles, for that update. 30 minutes till game 2. For those watching at home, 30 minutes till game 2. You still feeling fresh out there going into game 2, or how are you going to attack this doubleheader situation?
I'm still feeling fresh. I think it was, like I said, since we've done this before, I kind of have an understanding of how these doubleheaders go. So it's definitely going to be long, but I mean, we played a 14-inning game the other night. I can definitely do this.
All right, Miles, once again, congratulations on the Player of the Game award. That would be...
Hi, Mom.
And he gets the shout-out to Mom. Great job. We talked about this last time. This time he does get the shout-out to the Wright family back at home. Thank you to Miles as Lance will take over for his headset. Yes, we gotta wrap this one up as there goes Player of the Game for the second time. Miles Wright, he also won Player of the Game Saturday against the Cincinnati Steam. Miles has been on a tear as of recently, as I'll scoot over so Lance can get into the camera. So,
I'll try.
Quick one, Lance. That was a very quick game. I think you wrote it down on your scorecard there.
Yeah, just about an hour and 10 minutes, 40 minutes. Just about 40 minutes.
An hour and 40 minutes, so about 100 minutes of baseball action results into a victory for the Scouts. A big difference from the 14-inning extravaganza we saw on Wednesday night, but goes down as a W. Nonetheless, Scouts now 10-3 on the year. They looked very dominant in this one. What are your thoughts going into Game 2 of this doubleheaders? We have about 30 minutes till first pitch.
Well, I think you just got to kind of keep the momentum going. You don't have to let yourselves get unloose. Stay loose down there on the field. I would think a lot of the guys that played in the first game would play in the second game. Maybe we'll see some defensive changes here and there. Maybe someone else goes to catcher instead of David. Probably don't want to have David catch 2 games in a row, but they're going to keep his bat in the lineup. So I would think maybe David goes to DH, and we'll see either Lincoln or Zach back there behind the plate. But other than that, I think we'll see most of the same things we did in the field. It'll just be a different starting pitcher in Dylan Donnelly, and hopefully he can rebound from his low-average start last Saturday against the Steam. He only gave up 1 hit, but only managed to go 3 strong innings. So I would think he plays a little bit better than he did last week. I'm sure he wants to improve on that performance. Only went 3 innings, like I said. So he did good in his first start against the Locos back on that Sunday where it was a come-from-behind win for the Scouts. So I think he's ready for his own rebound and ready to go out there and pitch this second game of the doubleheader.
You got to think, after Dylan Donnelly, not a lot of action going on in the Scouts' bullpen. So Thomas Wanning will definitely get some time. Dylan Donnelly not normally a starter, so that's why we probably only saw him go 3 innings. Hopefully he can go a little more than that today. It'll be a 9-inning ball game in game number 2, so we're playing the full thing here. Thomas Wanning's going to get in the game. As we saw Nick Street up here in the press box, so he's not getting any time. Joey Levitt just went 7 innings on Wednesday night, so he's not getting time either.
Maybe that leads to Lincoln not starting and him coming in as a relief pitcher.
Definitely an option. We can see Lincoln Reed going out there. We also saw Zach Wiley, who's never thrown a pitch in his life, he said, warming up in the bullpen before as well. So you never know, and maybe we'll see one of those starters get an inning or two, Will Cruz or Quentin McGrath. We're not sure, so you're going to stay tuned for game number 2, which will be in about 30 minutes. But that's going to wrap up for myself and Lance Morris on game number 1. Lance will be doing the play-by-play accounts for game number 2, which will be in less than 30 minutes now. As I've said it about 5 times, we probably lost about 5 minutes.
30 minutes, guys.
30 minutes. That's all we've got. Thank you to Miles Wright, who is player of the game, for giving us that tidbit. But